Hey everybody, John, you were here, Maryland K-12. Worcester County, things are getting crazy down here. A couple things going on. Apparently, there was a high up official in the local school system had her house raided by local, state, and federal people, I believe, according to the Ocean City Dispatch. And there's a lot to the story, so try and stick with me. It says, last Saturday morning, local, state, and federal investigators converged on the West Ocean City house of Denise Shorts, resides in Oyster Harbor, etc., etc. She's a member of the executive leadership team, chief academic officer, grades pre-K through 8. Nobody really knows, but there's a lot of subplots that are developing here. One is nobody seems to be reporting this in the local media. It just seems to be, there was one piece that I just quoted from in the OC Today Dispatch. Other than that, nothing. And that really raises some questions. Why is that? And today, the Delmarva Parent-Teacher Conference, Delmarva Parent-Teacher Coalition put a post out, just kind of reconfirming that. And they put 3 of their previous articles and suggested it might be one of these 3 things. I don't believe so, because one of them was about one of the commissioners said there was this slush fund. That was not true, folks. That was not a slush fund. That was just school activity funds. It just isn't. Those are funds where kids bring money in from fundraisers. They deposit them with the school. The school has them earmarked for whatever. You know, the baseball team needs a new batting cage, or the band is going to Hawaii. They need to raise money. That's all that money is on deposit with the school. So that's one thing. They also mentioned that they were kind of hiding the textbook line item in the budget, maybe, and I think they got that straightened out. There really wasn't a lot to that. They also kind of suggested in that article, they meaning the Delmarva Parent-Teacher Conference, they also kind of suggested that the school system was not really following the federal guidelines under Trump like they did under Biden and Obama. I mean, there may be some truth to that, but at the time, the now superintendent, Annette Wallace, said, look, we're going to follow whatever the state says, and that's what they're required to do. The state's in charge, whatever they say. The state and the feds used to get along, and they used to have kind of eye to eye in terms of what their agendas were. Not anymore. So now the schools, now, whether they enjoy going with the state versus the feds, whatever, I don't know. They clearly they're going to stick with what the state has to say, because that's what the law says. They have no choice. But the other thing they bring up is very, very important, and I'm with them on this one. There's a little piece in there, or it's not a little. They did a lot of legwork on this, and if you haven't seen it, go back and look at it. About the foundation. Let me tell you, folks, foundations, I mean, they can be good. They might look good, but let me tell you, they can be a tool for corruption. I'm not saying they are. I don't have any information on that, but they can be, and I'll tell you why. Because what happens is they get a bunch of people together and they say, hey, we're going to make a foundation, and we're going to be nonprofit, and we're going to incorporate under 503C and all this, and we're going to raise money and give it to the school system. That sounds great on the surface, but then you start thinking, okay, there's a lot to that, and it can get very corrupt. And according to their reporting, there were people who were on the payroll, who were members of this coalition, who were officers of this foundation, and they had to change their titles because their bylaws do not allow members of the foundation to be employees, etc. And it's a real mess. That is probably what it comes down to. It probably has something to do with that. I will tell you this. My experience with foundations is not good, because it just kind of opens up a back door to where all these little pet projects can get going, and favors can be asked and provided, etc. When I was in Baltimore County, it was the foundation was developed under Debbie Phelps. All right, recognize that name? Yeah, Michael Phelps' mother. She obviously doesn't need any money anymore, so she was a principal in Baltimore County. She started this foundation. Now, why? I'm sure that what she was doing and they were doing was perfectly above board legal, but it creates, and I was in many situations where at the county level we said, "Boy, we could really use this, or we could really use that," and they say, "Well, talk to Debbie Phelps. She'll be able to get it for you." So it just it can be a very difficult thing to maintain and to keep honest. The famous one out there is the Clinton Foundation, right? We all know about that. It's what these people do. They create these foundations. I'm not making any accusations here whatsoever. I'm just saying that my money is when there's something going on with this foundation. But the real picture is, regardless of what it is, why is nobody covering it? That seems to be the real issue. I'm not the guy to do that. I can tell you that. But I think somebody needs to start doing some digging. And I will also say this: the one article that was posted came out in the OC Dispatch, the one that I just quote a little bit from. Even that article, Katie Addis pointed this out the other day. Even that article did not include a byline. No, the name of no reporter. They just kind of printed it out and said, "Yeah, here it is," and that's it. And they haven't heard anything from it. Something doesn't smell right here, folks. Something doesn't smell right. I don't know what it is, but we will wait and see. And I just hope. And I will also this: if you're still with me after all this time I've been yapping, be careful what you say in these comments. I mean, people are saying all kinds of things about people, and like, oh God, we really don't want to go there. Stick to the facts. The real fact right now is we don't know what the facts are, and I get it. We're gonna give everybody their time and everybody their due diligence, and we're gonna give everyone their justice, and innocent until proven guilty and all that. That's fine, but there's something afoot here. There's something afoot. Thanks. Have a great day.